Well, that should be us back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, let us await our hero's return. It seems that studio mode has some special interactions with us. Therefore, we might just have, as usual, technical issues. This is the kind of thing that gets edited, I suppose. Let's restart the hero's cameras. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching behind the screens. Here we go, here we go. Oh my, I'm putting you in the wrong order. Let's see. Amadeus, over at Huawei. Murakhan is at Murakhan, that's perfect. Let's add Zurok over to his appropriate camera. And beautiful Solivan, welcome back. Oh, gentlemen. What happened there? I heard an explosion of some sort. It is December. My heroes, you are live. If I can get a confirmation just to know that you're seeing it live somewhere else, that will be fantastic. Let me know, is audio coming through correctly? Our beloved audience letting us know. And with that, we are ready to begin. Episode 6. War Gods and Clowns. When we last left our heroes, let us do a quick recap. Where's my DM screen? Oh dear, it closed off. Well, I reopened my DM screen. Gentlemen, why don't you tell me what you remember from last week? Let's check with each other. One by one. That's right. That's right. There was a tragedy. Not that it was anybody's fault, but the rescue operations into the wrecked dwarven submarine quite obviously must have failed. And it went up in flames, along with upwards of 100 souls within. What happened after that? Absolutely. Wow. So it was so traumatic that Soli retreated into his memories of work, always one of the things he did for personal safety. And indeed, it was in fact a terrible thing to overcome, because once you all arrived at camp, you found the wreckage, and then you had a gun pulled on you. Your ex-wife, Margarita, placed a arcane weapon of some kind against your forehead and said, "Take me to the pyramid. I'll bear the curse." At that point, the wizard Amadeus, thinking quickly, cast heat metal on the gun, making its ammunition cook off and explode. In the confusion, Margarita attempted to escape and press triangle on Turtle. If any of you have played one of the GTA games, She tried to press triangle on Turtle, but before she was able to get there, she was caught by our heroes, both Zurok and Sully, who convinced her to stand down so she wouldn't have to bear the weight of the curse and the knowledge that it brings. In the meantime, our friend Amadeus and Murakan delivered the corpse of Asterax the Fell over to their friend Otter, called the Architect. Otter said he was going to be able to make some pieces of equipment, and perhaps most importantly, a cloak, a piece of armor with which to bear the fires of the war god. For as you all know, Blood Jaguar approaches. And finally, our friend Murakan at camp brought an egg. A rotten egg, perhaps, but maybe an egg that speaks, and you learned that there was somebody at camp that knew more than he was willing to say about it, as the ghost of Horus, who had once been the leader of this village, changed his attitude upon seeing the egg on our friend's back. Finally, the players interrogated the pigeon man known as Corpalomis, who revealed a few things. First, that he hails from the city of Tenki. 2, that he created a powerful poison capable of killing even the superhuman reborn made of the Empress's blood. Acting quickly, one of the heroes informed their colleague Ashukat, the supernatural policeman. Unfortunately, faced with the gravity of this information, Ashkat's priorities changed, for it was his duty to let them know that such a weapon had been created and that it was already in the hands of their enemies. With that being said, gentlemen, I must present thee with a choice. For as we said, Master Otter decided that he informed you that it would take him a couple of days to finish preparing the armor and all of the other bits from the corpse of Asterax. This means that you have a little bit of downtime. Now, it was proposed that you take an expedition into the Black Pyramid so that next time you would all have either its boons or its memory. But I will tell you now, this is not obligatory. You may also choose to spend these 2 days resting, for you were all rather dinged up and damaged in your last expedition. And we start on day 3, if you so choose. So, gentlemen, would you like to lead an expedition? Or would you like to wait, rest and recuperate, and then deal with the problem of the walking war god that's coming for you? Yes, but at this point, Murakan shares the curse after having ingested a piece of Lucatiel's flesh, the withered arm which fell off of him. So at least in your standard, you will retain your knowledge should you perish untimely. As for the others, it's a choice that you may make. You'd like to go as well. Very well, gentlemen. Instead of rushing to day 3, let us place ourselves now in the morning after, with a grinding sound. The black stone pyramid hits the water's edge, crushing the sand around it, displacing the water. as the sun comes up and you all awake in the small building which has been granted to be yours in the center of town. You look at each other. Are you ready to go then? Very well. As you go and grab something to eat, you step outside of the tent where you can already smell the familiar smell of forest chickens, jungle chickens, as they call the small velociraptors of the area. Sorry, sir. Please repeat for me. Yes, this was discussed previously, or it would have been talked about in a little bit more detail in the aftermath of the fight with Margarita. Essentially, he's the one that would have told her how the curse works. She could very well have obtained the knowledge, but then, who knows? Every time the world gets reset, those memories stay. And, I don't know about you, but forgetfulness is the blessing of age. So, yes, you do know. You do know that he's been there. And you also know something. I figured, Sorok, you might have already told the boys about this, but how you came about your complete immunity to acid and poison. In fact, you had to get bathed in, well, I don't know how I would describe the thing that you found inside of the dungeon, other than the malformed body part of some... it's causing me psychic damage to try to figure it. But hey, if you guys want to go and get acid immune, you can go and take on that adventure. So, you walk out of the tent, and just to give you a very quick lay of the land, there is now a more semi-permanent building which Otter is calling his workshop, and you hear the sounds of work going on from there. He is clearly still busy working on the body of Asterix. You see there is food for everyone, if you so want. The tribe of Bullywugs, the little frogmen made by Temok, have taken on the duties of hunting around the area. So for the purposes of food, you have some very effective little hunters that bring you some every day. Don't have to worry about basic subsistence. It is a bright and beautiful morning. Okay, so Otter is currently inside of the tent. He is in company with a couple of legionnaires and corpalomies, and they're breaking down the body of Asterix, making sure to remove as many large pieces of his body, of his skin, without breaking it as is possible. You see that they've already cut off the wings, and there is a couple of legionnaires busy mixing some of the brain tissue with what's left of the wings so as to cure them. You see that things are divided in a few major piles. You think, Asterix wasn't the biggest dragon in the world, but you've got a good few craftsmen. You'll actually be able to get some good pieces of equipment out of it. Unfortunately, Otter turns around. You see that he was working on a table on a long piece of bone, which you recognize as the back talon of one of its legs, and you see that it has broken in half. He goes, "Fuck. Damn it. I usually work with stone, not bone. It's got a different consistency. I was trying to make a javelin out of this one. I don't really have the sharpening tools to make you something like a sword, but I should be able to use the other talon still to make something impactful." Hey, good morning. Yes, without asking, Amadeus, you have cast repair cantrips on everybody's metal equipment just because, as we said before, this is something you'd know to do. The thing is, my young gentleman, I'm not an armorer. You see, take a look at this. He shows you where he has made a stand out of wood and started to lay out some of the pieces of Asterax's skin into the shape of a suit. He says, at the end of this, you'll have a set of heavy leather armor. It's not ideal, but by its own natural magical properties, it'll be a lot more resistant to the effects of the jungle. But, young man, there is a reason we wear the green armor that we wear. Oh, now that I think about it, you haven't seen any of our warriors yet. Even Temok is not a great example because he doesn't wear armor, but that's made out of cacti bark. It is a type of wood, to be more exact. Once again, not something that I can prepare for you without having access to cacti. But if you were to make it to the city of Tenki, you'd be able to trade for whatever you want. There's sure to be a large cacti encampment there. You know. Sorry, wish we could help more. Why don't you ask the fat boy? You see that he turns and points to Corpalomis, who is just on another side of the atelier, and he's making what looks to be calligraphy with a little brush. And next to him, he has a small pile of dusted gold. You see that he's trying out patterns, on a piece of armor. And Otter tells you straight up, that guy's not an enchanter, but he can do a thing or two. He might be able to put some of those same repair, mending, low-level spells on your armor, and so long as you have gold on you, it will just passively consume gold in order to keep it repaired. But unfortunately, unless you get something biological, you're going to be fighting the Grey Dust. Such it is. He can also make tattoos. There might be something other than some basic mending. If you have a good tolerance to pain. You see that he's very curious. So, in the meantime, as the others are still in the tent, you see that... Just get my stuff here. So for the others in the tent, is there anything that you would like to do in particular? Amadeus, you were able... Did you stay up working on your staff? Because I'll remind you, elves in D&D 5th edition actually sleep half the time of anybody else. So if you do me a check now, you can call it an Arcana check if you so want, and we'll determine what you were able to make out of the pineal gland of Asterax. Absolutely sufficient. So you spend most of the night awake, and at some point, some piece of instinct tells you to go climb the tree and sit there. And the act of carving wood is kind of meditative because it's repetitive and you're doing it for a long time, but it allows you to focus. And in that funny way that repetitive tasks clear the mind, you find yourself falling into a groove. It almost feels as though the wood is, for lack of a better term, cooperating. There is a shape it wants to take, and it becomes a conversation between it and you. You don't even notice when, at some point, you realize that there are several people sitting around you, ghostly pale shapes looking at your work intently and with interest, making small casual comments. At some point, you finish sanding the wood, and having made a pre-crown, so to speak, in which to put the gem. You place it in and then hit the branch with a little bit of healing. You transfer some HP into it. The wood finishes growing around the green gem. It is beautiful in the sense that it is something that was allowed to be. You, my friend, have created a Staff of Life Drain. This item will work as a spellcasting focus, a +1 spellcasting focus, I might add, and it allows you to cast the Life Drain spell on touch. It's got 3 charges, and once those are empty or finished, you may also use your own spell slots to launch it. I have actually cut up the definition of Drain Life. I'll send it to you later if you want it. But just bear in mind, you have a +1 spellcasting focus, which adds a +1 to all of your spellcasting. As you finish it, and it lays in your hands, it is an inanimate object, but is it possible for a piece of wood to feel happy about the fate that has befallen it? You think so? Now, I'll say, kind of tired. Not to the point of having a level of exhaustion or anything. But now that you're here, and you've finished doing this, you now see the faces of the ghostly people around you. Most of them you don't recognize, though you do recognize another fat pigeon man who's looking at you with approval. He says, "That was well done. That was respectful. That was a fucking good focus. God, I wish I'd been magically inclined. Listen, I learned a little in my life. All life wants to live. Life needs things to live, and things need respect to grow. Bring that attitude forward, and you can't step wrong." And then they disappear. In a way, you feel for you, I would say, you can tell me if this sensation is strange to you, but you feel the warmth of family appreciation. You may not know who that guy is, but it meant something to you for some reason. Well, and with that, because I have done a quick jump back in time, I will now make a small jump. Not very long, in fact. Some 15 minutes or so. We're still in the middle of the night. Murakan, roll a constitution check, please. Sharp claws around your neck. The weight of a mountain falling on you. You're in water. You are drowning. You are being drowned. And you don't know why. You have a sensation that doesn't fit. In between the panic and the fear, you look up, you see rays of gold through the water, sharp talons coming again, red. And perhaps most importantly, you feel thankful. You're being murdered, and you feel thankful. You awaken. So though I may not have mentioned it, when everybody awoke, you, again, not to put words into your character, but you might have had a cold sweat running down your back. Temporarily, we're now back in the morning, at the time of breakfast and the workshop. However, that is what you felt, Murakan. Currently, it's Murakan, Soli, and I suppose Amadeus in the tent. Would you have gone to sleep after you did your acts of magic? Excellent. So, everybody, assume that you have the benefits of a long rest. Also, if you get breakfast, remember, food in this world has strong magical qualities. If you all wish to have a piece of jungle chicken, you may add a +1 to your attack bonuses until the end of today's session, or at least until the next long rest. That's physical attacks, though. Sorry, just gotta let you know. With that, you see that Lucatiel, the halfling man with only one arm, comes into the tent and says, Sully. Sorry, tiefling, my bad. Lucatiel is a tiefling. In his human form, he is a tall and obnoxiously skinny guy, the definition of you might be handsome if you ate a sandwich, with long blonde hair and only one arm. The right arm was cut off and it's never been able to grow back. In his tiefling mode, he is still very much the same overly skinny fella, only now with bright red skin, horns, and still only one arm. You see that he has decided to let go of the glamour now that he's been introduced to some of the dwarves around the camp and some of the refugees from the explosion. He says, Sully, maybe you too, Murkan, could you help me out, please? I need some muscle. Come with me. So, what'd you say, Murkan? Absolutely. Hey, there's jungle chicken out there by the fire. Come on over. Amadeus, are you going with them? Or will you try to do... Is there anybody else that you might like to talk to, or is there something else you'd like to do in the meantime? No staff, unfortunately. Way beyond the abilities of this particular maker, but you can save the bones for later. So how about we say you go to the workshop over with Zurok, since you're also interested here in the items, and we'll just divide the party activity and activity, and you let them know that the excess bones you want to be put into Zurok's bag of holding, which is like extra spacious, and it's been proven that whatever you put in there may survive a cycle of death. Right? So the order is given. The extra bones will be saved for you. Now, why don't you give me an insight check? But this is testy, so if you want, I'll tell you this, on a 17, you can get an answer. On a 20, you get a good answer. Otherwise, rough. I don't know, man, maybe you ate some bad jungle chicken the other day. Fuck, I mean, who knows, maybe, listen, there was definitely some extra substance use being done last night's dinner. Maybe you touched one of the frogs in the wrong way and it's like having too much pizza. Bad dreams. However, you are taken by our friend Luke down into one of the delimited areas in which later on there will be buildings. It's been made into a little bit of a quarry, and you see that he has created a contraption. Well, not just him. Several of the dwarves which survived the explosion have been busy setting up. It looks like a crooked arm with a flower made out of steel on top. And there is a light bulb to it. Beep, beep, beep. And Luke says, hey, you see that box over there? They dug out a little piece on the ground and filled it with wooden slabs and minerals. He says, could you fill that up with acid for me? Yes. You have... It's not going to melt. We're going to make a battery. Turns out these people have some really interesting technology. You see that next to him, doing some fixes and arrangements, is actually Margarita. And she says, I listen, it's a fool's chance, but if we're able to power this receiver in our submarines, we travel under the effects of complicated diminishment spells, so we're actually a lot smaller than you expect. We can pack a lot of people in, and when you do that, how do I put this? There is a room in the ship that is meant to survive even an explosion. It is something we call... Who? Sorry? Oh, well, from what little you spoke with her, you know that she's lived among the underwater civilization of dwarves for 100 years. She was always a smart woman, if a little cowardly, and she continued to use her talents and learned quite a bit. So you can probably hear this conversation from the maker's tent not too far away. And she says, listen, it's a fool's chance, but there is something in our submarines called a clown box. Okay. No. The clown box is a last resort survival tactic. I think, or I hope, that the last thing my husband did was lock himself in with as many people as he could save in the box. Because when we looked at the wreckage of the submarine, we didn't find it. And I think the explosion was strong enough. There is a chance that they got to the box, that they're not that far from us. So if they send out a help signal, this will let us catch it. Maybe they're alive. Maybe Tom is alive. Maybe Tamok is alive. I don't know, but I have to try. I can't just let you guys keep playing heroes. Sorry. Yes, Tamok went in to help. So, okay. To fill the box, it's going to take 2 charges of your breath weapon, unfortunately. It's quite a bit, but giving yourself a bit of time, you are able to fill it. As you do so, you see that they bring some treated planks over and lock it, and then by force, they stick a couple of cables on either side. And they go, well, now there's only one thing to do. You see that crank over there? She points to another piece of machinery. Sully, this is you. You're the toughest bastard out here without Tamok, I can tell. How old are you? How do you... Sorry, that was Luke asking. I'm sorry, I have a tendency to make rude questions. I'm a very curious fella. But we need you to turn that crank. You see that next to the machine there is another box which has a lever. So I need you to kickstart the reaction by pushing this thing. Can you make it go fast? What kind of check are you going to do? You can use athletics, absolutely. Roll. The difficulty here is a 20. You may roll with advantage if you so desire, since you can give yourself time. Or you can guarantee the check if you take a level of exhaustion. Well, it means that you'll have 1 level of exhaustion. You will have a disadvantage on certain types of checks. I forget right now. Exhaustion is a mechanic in which whenever your characters overexert themselves, it starts stacking minuses, essentially. At 4, I believe, you're basically motionless and completely killable. So you may take a level of exhaustion or spend one of your rages to roll with advantage. Difficulty 20. Rage will give you a +2 because it increases your proficiency. I believe rage helps you make strength checks with advantage. So this is a strength check, essentially. Okay. What does it look like when Sully channels his rage? It doesn't necessarily have to be anger. It's just... Oh, how do you call forth your strength? Ah! Oh. I see. So when you summon your strength, it is as though you are hearkening back to your earliest elemental ancestry. You guys see that Sully's muscles bunch, his skin looks thinner at first, and then it's just like his muscles are thrown in such stark relief that he looks like a man made out of stones. It's not that you've turned into stone, but there is definitely something even supernatural to the power you're calling forth. And you begin to move the crank. Please make your roll. Just everybody looking at our character slides. This is our wonderful dwarf Sully, the beardless mule of Sullivan Town. 26! Motherfucker! Sully grabs the hand. His muscles bunch up. You hear the machine start to groan as whatever machinery they've put inside starts going. Behind the lever, there is... I don't think you guys have ever seen a copper wire perfectly, but there is a copper wire and a magnet. So you are... The sound of the movement goes from being temporal to that thing of when a wheel moves so fast it seems to be moving backwards, and with a sound like a lightning bolt, some smoke comes out of where the battery is, and beep, 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 the light bulb at the top of the emitter lights up, giving a bright and cheery blue light. Beep. All of the people gathered look at Teal, and even your ex-wife go, yes, it fucking worked! Ah! Who's the best mechanic in this bitch? Who's the best mechanic in this bitch? That's your wife, by the way, going, gnomes, 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 gnomes. Ah! Thank you, Sully. Oh. Oh, that definitely could have happened. There is a bunch of people standing around a tired-looking Sully doing a small victory dance. Ooh, 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 ooh. And there's a metal flower with a blue tip. Who knows, man? Dwarves. Yeah, that's right, you do. You hear a voice. You look to your left, and it's as if somebody's smoking a cigarette next to you. There's nothing. You're okay. Well. Oh, Ashcat is gone. Ashcat is gone. Surok informed him of the reborn killing poison. Oh yes, we've got... Hey, utilitarian. No, thank you. We love our people here, such as they are. And, let me just get some light ambientation music. in spite of the terror of the last day, it is a oppressingly beautiful day. The sun is shining down on everyone. So you were walking around. Unfortunately, Ashcat is gone, as Surok had to inform him about the poison. I assume you must have told him later, or maybe you didn't. That may be a conversation. The last thing you know. Well, in that case, you don't know. Ashcat is just not there. Let's see. Oh no, don't tell me that. Oh, that's the thing that we needed fixing at the start.
Aló, aló, aló. Oye, yo sí lo escucho, pero no puedo. Oh, yeah.
Are you able to hear each other now?
Yeah, a little bit loud, but it's better.
We can fix that. I'll bring you down just a couple of levels. That should be a little better.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds weird and loud.
Yeah, you're a little bit distorted. God, what a... Let's see. Do you hear yourselves twice?
Nope.
Not here.
I don't think so.
Okay, I've lowered your volume just a little bit. And I think that should be a little better. If not, let me make the adjustment here. 'Tis always a thing. A wizard must always be doing tech checks. If I bring you guys down to 80.
Estoy escuchando fuerte.
Okay, that's Sully down to 80. That's Hugo down to 80. Saint Phoenix down to 80. And Zorok down to 80. Test.
Test.
Hello.
How's that? A little bit better?
Still loud. Still very loud. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Of course, that was the game function, not the chat function. Here's how we fix that. I know exactly where to go and what to do.
Apologies to our viewers. There was a mistake that we didn't notice at the beginning.
Tech checks are always such an issue. Okay, that's chat volume down to 7%, 70%. Test now, please.
Test.
1, 2, 3.
Is that a little better?
Where do we go now? Swing.
Hello.
Where do we go now? Where do we
Oh.
That's copyright.
Seems very uneven. Like some are very loud, some are low.
Okay,
I believe my voice is really high.
okay, let's...
I believe I can fly.
The volumes are going to go back up first. Let me just... The volumes are going to go back up first. Allow me to just put it up at 100. First we do that, then we want to give ourselves the sub mixer. Gentlemen, test each other. You're down to 40%.
Hello. Sorry, you said touch each other? I don't think
Whoa.
we're down for that.
Yo.
Oh my. Oh my.
Whoa.
Okay. So, how's the sound going? Is that better for everyone?
Not very good, because it still sounds like it's so high that it's coming out distorted.
Yeah.
It's like the volume on some of us, maybe not everyone, seems like it's pushed to the max. that is coming out distorted. It's like the volume on some of us, maybe not everyone. So it's like it's pushed.
So let's do this.
Distorted.
Try that again, please.
Hello, hello.
1, 2. So it's like it's. Yeah, that's better. That sounds better.
Okay. So that's everyone at 50-50. How is
Hello,
that for
hello.
chat? Dear people in our stream, please let me know. Are you able to hear me clearly? Are you able to hear our players clearly? Test,
A ti se te
test.
escucha perfecto.
Excellent. In that case, we are very much ready to continue. Oh, hello, Silicon. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much. Dan Maku also. Welcome, one and all. Dear God, if only I'd known that you weren't able to hear my players but a few moments ago. You missed out some incredible zingers and bangers. And something about babushkas, or was that another week ago? So,
Yeah, that was a different period in history.
very well, gentlemen. Let's return to where we were at. Ashkat is gone, Murugan. You don't know where he could have gone. You don't think
Well,
that
the
he would
only-
have left you. You think that he's a good guy, I would say. You don't think that he would have left for no reason. But you know the last person he spoke to was Zurok.
Yeah, that's why I'm started looking for Suro right after I didn't find Ashoka.
Well, I believe then that you guys all converge on the workshop as you continue to watch the work of making armor out of the body of a dragon. It is kind of disturbing just how much of it all is just hanging the pieces up and then slathering the brain over it. And what little fat they were able to get from the subcutaneous. But by now, there's looking like there's going to be a good few pieces of equipment as Otter tells you guys. So, one set of super heavy leather armor resistant to fire and acid. Then 2 capes made out of the wing membranes. They won't be as tough, but they'll be very good for hiding in this forest. The natural green color and the dragon's biological resistance makes it so that... Hell, I would have wanted one for myself, but I'm not a fighter, so... Best uses. I'll be able to make you a dragon bone javelin, which, if I enchant it correctly, will quite literally return to your hand after being thrown. Excellent.
That's a great news. At least some great news for today.
I mean, bear in mind, I'm not an enchanter, so it's not going to be like some of the other ones you can get in Argenta. You may have to pay a small gold cost with every throw. But, hey, can't always pick them. And of course,
Don't
I've got the
worry.
teeth and whatnot. Ooh, Master Wizard, I see you made good use of that pineal gland. He's pointing at your staff. Your staff is made out of the white bark of the tree at the center of the village. It seems to have some whorls, and just as if naturally through the wood there had been these veins of royal red coming through, so it has bands, and it's just a beautiful piece of wood, and it is capped off by the gem on top. Now, gentlemen, it's always my pleasure to make things for people to use and enjoy. But you may still need to... How do I put this? There is no such thing as safety in this. But when I've finished my work, you will have one of 2 options. You may either call the Titan to you, or you may go to him. If you go to him, whoever wears the armor is the only person who will be able to be protected from the heat. If you call him to you, you might be able to control the scenario a little better. Also, Master Amadeus, if you so desire, have you... How would you like to fly?
Okay. You had my curiosity, now you have my attention.
Well, now that you are one of the Mois like me, you possess royal blood in your bloodstream. Therefore, you may make use of this, as he hands you a small bag of what feels like dice. You open it, and inside there are just little chunks of the jade stone that they use. You have seen by now the secret of this stuff. This stone can drink your blood, and so long as you are touching it, at least in terms of static, it's weightless. It is in fact repellent. So he says to you, again, I'm an architect, not other types of craftsmen, but if you so desire, you may make a platform out of your own blood. Now, I highly doubt that you have enough blood in you to make something that'll carry the four of you. But if you want, you can probably fly over to the Titan himself. Now, I know that doesn't seem very smart, but the most dangerous part of a forest fire is the forest part of the fire. What makes our jungle so dangerous is all of the different magical beings that gather energy in it. If you try to go on foot to the foot of the War Titan, you will have to deal with a forest on fire. It may be simpler to get his attention from on high. Yes, there will still be heat, but there is a difference between an oven and a pressure cooker.
Okay.
Now, if you wish to call the Titan to you, from what little I've seen of the area, you will need a big explosion. You will need to call his attention. Now, I know you are a wizard. You probably have some fireworks. But, as you know, you were found close to a gigantic tree stump. And you know perfectly what he's talking about. It's like when you live in Caracas, you can see Mount Avila, and you know that's north. Where you guys are, you know where west is because you know where east is because above the tree line there is a massive fucking stump. It is so large that it's better compared to mountains. And he says, well, there is a swamp opposite to us on the tree, and swamps produce exploding gases. I think I'll have enough tissue here to make a balloon. Not one to fly with, unfortunately, but if you fill it with some of what's found in those marshes and enough explosive gas, then you may be able to make a kaboom large enough to call the Titan's attention. If you're standing somewhere tall, say, at the top of a giant tree stump.
A moment, please.
Go, sir. So what he's trying to say is, yeah, you guys are making the tools, but there will be a logistical challenge to surviving the approach of such a monster. So you can either try to make a platform with which to fly that would allow two people to go and talk to the giant and maybe help each other in diplomacy checks.
I say, how many? Then I look at him and say, okay, how much blood do I need to carry the four of us to the giant flying?
Well, very rough.
Sorry.
So he's going to go off to the side with you and show you some places where he's got some blocks that he's already fed with his own blood. And he says, the first thing we need to do is a test, because I don't know what your percentage of royal blood is. to put it quite simply, not all of us are as blessed as all of us.
Okay, I can tell you I'm a natural 20, baby.
Hey, 20% wouldn't be bad, but I sit at 50. And that's not the best, that's not the worst. But as the years have gone on, successful rebirths lead to lower percentages.
When I say natural 20, I was talking about the dice. Not the percentage, baby. I'm at least a 95.
So, what he says is, well, mister, if you're a 95, you should be able to make this block grow. He pulls out some rulers and a little piece of wood where he's been making some calculations, and he says, put a pint of your blood into that mass over there, and depending how much it grows, I can tell the percentage by calculation. So, that's 5 points of HP to pay. Not that much. Let's say you do it. Did you just open your palm? How do you make the blood come forth?
I take out my dagger and I stab myself in the hand.
So Otter and the Legionnaires and Corporal Lummies go, Jesus Christ! No, they don't say Jesus Christ. By the Empress! Man,
and I push I make my fist like this so it grows bigger and it's faster.
Okay.
Even I know this is fucked up.
Yeah, so next time let me give you one of the bracelets. So your blood drips down, and yeah, the mass grows and grows and grows. At a certain point, you see that Otter's eyes go as he's doing some quick calculations in his head, and he looks at you and goes, "You're out of the scale. It doesn't reach 100 because only the Empress, but you upper, you are very blessed." And he takes another look at you and realizes now you are a powerful magical user from another universe that has just been granted eternal life and a body of absurd capabilities. You see that he's thinking about the future as his face goes slack and goes, I'm glad you're on my side. I'm glad you're on our side. Stay on our side. Think. So, he does some quick calculations, and without laying it out in game terms, he says, to carry 2 people, it's 150 points of HP. To carry the 4 of you, you want to err on the side of caution, and it gets closer to 400. You don't have to put it all in the same day, but if you're able to make the whole platform in a single day, he can probably make it safer in terms of stability and how to push it. And then you guys just have a flying stone tablet that you can use to travel, which might be a good thing.
No, this is a topic that I was hoping or expecting we would save for later. But who the hell is gonna go and talk to this guy?
Oh.
Alright, so they're making the armor for us. So I'm gonna give you a hint. And I just look at him.
Yes, but specifically who? Wait, you want me to go? Are you insane?
Well, man, I already saw you calming down a kind of havoc dwarf woman, so probably you have some talent calming down people.
I mean, I still have a frog. I can use it to talk.
No, no.
No, you see that at the very suggestion, several people turn to you and just go.
Don't show a nuke frog to a war god, where it just gets swatted out of the sky.
And also, Zurok, you see that Margarita pipes up. Just whatever vote you guys are making, not Sully.
I
I
can go.
forbid you.
I can go.
forbid you. You just got here. You just got
she's
here.
the only one that can kill him.
I can go with
Not
Zurich.
anyone else.
So, do
You're
So
not
emotional support. Emotional
if
support.
you, I would. She gets angry and storms out of the room.
What
She's
I
like,
said?
she has a tantrum.
Okay,
She just fucking leaves.
I look at Solid and say, "You go apologize to your wife and tell her you're not going, because I have seen
Hey,
not my wife
you do
anymore.
shit. I don't give a fuck. Still, I have seen you fight. If I am chaotic, you are far worse, and I don't need this kind of energy talking to the guy who could just snap me in half with a fucking eyelid. So,
Oh yeah.
no."
So, just for those who don't remember Sully's fighting style, it is best described as the solo for Freebird.
Well known in this adventure as the kamikaze dwarf.
Well known as the Kamikaze Pinball Dwarf, and other such variable, powerful titles. So, my friends,
So you
what
really
really
have this
think
conversation.
I am?
go to talk with the god?
please repeat, folks. We talked over each other.
I said only two things to the dragon. I lost her mind. So we can take the chance if you want.
So it's the three of us.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing: if you are on the platform,
I go to play with the big guys.
so let me be very clear on one thing when I say using the platform. If you use it to fly over to the War God, that means you will have a chat with him face to face. That's kind of the point, being able to be at his height, so you're talking to him. Up there, the fire is not going to be so bad, but it is going to be bad. Whoever is talking should be the person protected by the armor, because they have to be closer. But if two people go to have the chat and stay, they can help each other, but you'll have one person getting burnt up way worse than the other one. No immediate death, as it is down at ground level, but no guarantees that you come back from this without having to peel some shrimp skin. So,
And I don't mind really talking to the big guy, but
do you mind being
it
crispy?
won't
Though?
be my fault.
No, then
yeah.
so what he means is that only one person has to go. So yeah, Zurich, tag, you're it.
Jesus Christ. Well,
Come
I
over
guess it's
here.
either that or we all die.
Oh, since
Again.
it's going to be you. Excellent. Corporal Omis comes up from behind you, and at some point, they cut off the restraints, and you see that he uses a piece of vine, where he's made a couple of knots, just to take some measurements of you. It's just for fine fitting. Just make sure that it'll fit properly. And hey, you said you wanted a new piece of armor, didn't you? Well, here you go.
I guess I did.
We'll have it ready for
go.
you. It shouldn't pinch your crotch.
But
We'll make
Okay.
sure it doesn't pinch the crotch.
All right. So
by the way, you
Where's the
green
pigeon, man?
motherfucker, where is Ashoka? Where is
Oh.
General?
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Forgot to tell you. So I told him about the poison. And, he is a secret police. And he needs to inform and investigate. So he fucked off to do that. Yeah.
Priority.
Because, I just gave him a tip that the military and cultural center of his entire nation is at risk.
Okay, I was around after I heard that because I'm pretty sure it's not something that everyone here wants to listen to, and I don't know if anyone else know it and say, yeah, now it doesn't matter why he left. He just left. I just need some answer, so I guess I go fuck myself again when I sleep tonight and go out of the tent.
As he leaves the tent, for those who remain, please, if you want, would you roll me a perception check? For those who are present.
5.
Yeah,
Perception.
you'll notice. Yes, sir.
Oh shit. Oh shit. That's 16 plus what? Plus 4.
You
That's
see
it.
it. As Murakan is leaving the room, when he goes between the shade of the tent and the bright sun outside, it's as if he is smoking. For lack of a better term, it's as if there is a pall of cigarette smoke hanging around his shoulders. A couple of seconds after he touches the sunlight, it disappears.
Hey Murakan, come here.
When he comes in again, when there is that quick transition in the light, as doing it intentionally, you other guys see it as well. When he goes from the bright light and into the shadow, it's like all of a sudden, almost as if you had like a scarf made out of smoke.
Okay. Is this
Ron,
like an
teach you that?
is this an investigation, arcana, or religion check?
You may roll, and then I'll give you the answers, should you achieve them.
Okay, but what do you want me to do? Arcana?
Arcana will
investigation.
tell you some things.
Okay. Arcana. First, let's go with Arcana. Okay, that's a 19.
With Arcana, you extend out your magical senses. This isn't some... You're not doing a complex or specific sensing. You're just trying to see, okay, what energy is here? Because everybody has an energetic field around them. And Amadeus, you in particular, are very good at detecting the edges of that personal magical field. Breaking through is how you do your most lethal magics. And you notice one thing. Murakan's field extends all the way back to the sleeping house, the hero's house, as I'll call it from now for simplicity, the barracks that has been designated as the place where you guys live.
Where the egg is.
Where the egg is. Very good. I won't make you make an intelligence roll. You sussed it out. Now, clearly here, just to be very specific, on that excellent roll, you detect that it is his energy. He's not being corrupted. It's more like you say it's an umbilical cord. There is an exchange going on here, but there is not a change of... You don't feel as though there is a presence taking over him. It's almost as if he himself is helping. So, do you guys go and follow it?
Yeah, I say stay here for a second. Don't move. And I go.
Okay.
I go to the.
You go over, and you find the egg. It is sitting on a pile of discarded leather straps and some, leaves next to where Murakan sleeps on his bed. It's just sitting there, cozy. It is, in fact, connected. You follow the stream, and it is very much touching on the egg.
Okay, I'm gonna do a medicine check.
Roll it.
Does anyone knows what's happening with the old man now?
Medicine.
Well, I don't know about
medicine.
him,
All right.
but you look like
Okay, that's-
you look like what Ashercat does.
That's an 11 plus 7. That's 18.
So you're confused because, one, this is clearly some kind of draconic egg, right? Some dragon-like creature. But from the shape, you see that it is a little bit more elongated than usual, so you don't think it's the typical like four-limbed, two-wings dragon. But what really fucks with you is that this thing is dead. When an egg when it dies, when it rots, it expands in a certain way that leaves these ridges that tell you, hey, what was in here rotted, there were gases, the shell broke a little bit. And though it is smooth, yeah, it does have the look of an egg that was allowed to die. So it's not leeching the life for Murakon. It is being shared, for lack of a better term.
Guys, come over here, please.
All right.
Oh god, they figured it out. So, as you guys, I assume you guys go over at the call, unless Sully wants to go and have a tough conversation with a tough little woman.
I can go with the boys.
Alright, so, as you go into the tent... No, these are not the sounds I wanted! You guys go into the tent, and you find Amadeus staring at the egg. This is a barracks, not a tent. And who here has been able to see Horus before? Amadeus would be one. I know you definitely had a conversation. Murakon as well. You can see Horus. Surok, you have never been able to see him yet.
No.
Sully, neither have you. You're not able to see him. Okay. He says, okay, so I guess you guys are... I guess... We can't keep the cat in the bag anymore.
What is it? What do you want? What are you staring at the egg?
So you finally going to tell me what you didn't tell me yesterday?
Who?
I don't know. I think Morgan's pregnant.
Your bird friend?
Yeah.
Is that the pigeon?
Yeah,
He's not a
hold on a
fucking
second.
pigeon. He was
Okay,
a pigeon. I was melt his
Horus,
soul.
Horus, what can I do so he can see you?
Well, you may... Sending cantrip? No. True sight? God, most of the ways that I know how to do this would be some kind of mental communication, or at the very least, a potion of true seeing. Alternatively...
Can I just feed him my
Hang
blood?
on, I have an idea. He's going to
No,
roll an
no.
intelligence check. That's a 19. Well, you could join the family. Tell him to put down a few drops of blood down at the base of the tree.
All right. Hey, can you just go put a few drops of your blood in the edge of the tree thing and come back so you can just get into the because you need to get in the conversation with Horus, man. We all can see it. Sully, please
I
do the
gonna
same
You
thing.
share-
have to
on the
see me.
fucking
I'm
curve.
beautiful with his hawk head and his enormous eye. I'm beautiful. You cannot continue to miss out on my shit.
And am I gonna be cursed like the rest of you?
What do you mean,
Oh,
You
Horus?
only
You're gonna
said that you need to join a family. So
No, you're not gonna be cursed. Just go do the damn thing and come back.
All right. Well, you gonna do it?
So
Does
I
it
go
sound-
like this. Sword
Alright,
just
wow.
like grabs
Sully, are you going with
a
Sword?
knife, grabs a knife and start walking out like, God damn it, stupid blood bullshit in this
Stupid
damn town with weird
Blood
shit.
magic. Blood magic. Shit. I like it. I get it. I get you. So, you guys go on over, and without having to go down into the basement, you stand at the lip of the pit where the upper part of the tree protrudes out of the ground, and without... I don't think you're going to be as dramatic as Amadeus, and so, just a few? Just a small
Yeah.
cut? Okay. Just a small cut. Few drops of blood. As
you only need to bite your teeth. You never see a summon jutsu.
Yes, but that's very extra. It's like, dude, it's like when Aaron Jaeger transforms and he like does a whole thing. He has to hurt himself. My guy, just have like a needle. All you need is a prick. You don't have to. Goddamn! You guys hear that? The Aaron police was coming to get me. So as
I tried to cut my leg, but I realized I only have one leg.
You have a big leg. No, the doctors cut off the wrong one. Shit.
And I just look at him and say, wrong leg, motherfucker.
Please tell me that Sully was being funny. So, you cut into the other one, not enough to make damage, and you guys know that it works because as your drops of blood hit the bottom of the pool, you guys hear faintly, somewhere in the back of your head, the ringing of a small bell. Ding! It is a clean sound. And suddenly, you are able to see the ghostly apparitions of Horace and the Fat Pigeon Man. Well, you can't see Horace, he's in another room, but you see the Fat Pigeon Man. He's there and he says to you guys, "Hey, welcome, boys! Hey! It's good to have you. It's good to have you here."
Yeah,
How you doing?
apparently... I mean, this fucking forest is weird, so...
Oh,
as
yeah.
you would expect.
Yeah, but who's interested in normal? It's boring. All right, come on, go and talk to the birdo. Go and talk to the birdo. I know he's currently blowing my ear up. Ghost internet.
Right. What is it with this place and birds, anyway? I just turn around and start walking.
So, back in the room, you are finally able to see the imaginary friend that you guys were talking to before. Horace is a...
I walk into the tent and go like, Jesus Christ!
No, he was after my time.
Who is Jesus? Why did I say that? Anyway.
Oh,
Why
it's a
do-
meme. Listen,
Why do
don't
you
listen.
have a...
He's going to explain. This is a little piece of world building. I'm sorry to interrupt here, but this world operates on the Pratchett theory of ideas, which is that ideas are particles that move through the universe, and when they hit the idea center of your brain, you have them. Now, in this world, it is known that sometimes people get fully completed ideas that come from fucking nowhere. So sometimes somebody, instead of saying, "By the Empress," will say, "Jesus Christ," and they're like, "Who's that? Don't know," but a lot of people say it. Must be a strong meme. The Jesus meme just goes from one universe to the other. So, you see Horace in his...
That guy kind of looked like a pigeon. You literally have a bird head. Like that's a...
Well,
Is that a ranking thing?
No, this is a political trick. God, I suppose I'm being very rude. You see that he...
I look at Horace.
And
I look at him and say, "Yo,
Mhm.
can you please stop avoiding the subject and tell me what the fuck is going on with the egg and my friend?"
No! And not because I don't want to, but because there is a hole in my memories. When I look at it, I get this sense of longing and sadness and something bittersweet. I don't know exactly what it is, but I can tell you this. That is not a dragon egg. That is a coatl, our feathered serpents. If it was alive, we would be greatly blessed, because from that would have sprung a being immortal, a draconic, angelic protector of this place and all of the people related to it by family or friendship.
Wait. Then why did the green dragon have it? And
Good
why did
question.
it call it its little brother?
I would assume that he found it here.
Those green motherfuckers that are stuck in the hair. They are brain rot.
He did sin.
So,
Like,
Well,
metagame. Who has the biggest HP from all of us? Oh, Sully can take half damage.
Sully can take half damage from physical sources right now.
Oh,
Because he
magical.
is a barbarian, when he is on a rage, he takes half damage from blunt, slashing, and piercing.
But not magical. Okay. Who has the biggest HP?
I got 34.
Might be you.
Me?
I have
Okay.
67.
67.
Yeah.
Okay, get your ass over here, Sully. You're gonna give me a hand, and I'm sorry for what's about to happen.
Oh, dear.
I also have Vitality Surge plus 4 HP temporarily.
Okay.
If I
Yeah,
will-
when you launch a rage, you tap into the vitality of the earth, and you have temporary hit points. So those would be worth.
so
If
I
you
also
spend
have,
a rage, you can get that temp HP for the purposes of this.
yeah, I also have Life Giving Force. 2d6. Bueno, lo pusimos en 7. Sorry por el élfico. Temporary HP, self or ally.
No,
Yeah.
never mind. Never mind.
That's a lot.
I don't. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, what I'm about to do, is I'm gonna be like some sort of exchange of energy. I pray to the Empress to help me with this, because I'm gonna use the 3 charges of my life drain while I am using what's the name of the spell? Sorry, let me get my spell list.
Transfer, the transfer skill that you use it with.
Yes, life transfer spell while touching the egg.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. You can do this, but it is a tough operation. This is some real magical powwow, even for you. So
I know. That's
I
why I
will
want
make
to
you
do it.
roll an Arcana check at first. In fact, tell me about the HP. Do you have I have the clipping here of your spell. I'm just gonna read it for you. Let me just make sure that I get it from my session preparation archives. For your Staff of Life Drain, you gentlemen may be able to see it on my personal feed, perhaps not our viewers. Life Drain is a 4th level necromancy spell with a casting time of 1 action, range of 30 feet, although your version is on touch. You attempt to drain the life out of a creature within range. The target must make a Constitution saving throw at the start of each of its turns, taking 4d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. And then you take that life for yourself. So you may roll that 4d6, or you may take an average of so that's going to be 12, 24, let's call it a 15. So you may transfer 15 points of HP per cast. You may take 15 points of HP per cast if you want to do it like this from somebody else, which then goes on to you. But you would first have to feed your own life and then continue to take. So that being said, are you Sully, you are I assume, Amadeus, you explain to him what you are about to do.
I do.
Okay, Sully, do you want
I
to
mean,
let the
well,
elf wizard-
I take Sully like, hey, come here. Hold on, guys. And I talk to Sully and I explain it to him, but just between him and me.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
let Margarita know about it.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care.
Que no se entere la comandancia.
He doesn't
Okay.
care. he
Everything for
says.
the boys.
Let's
Okay.
do it then. Okay.
Very well.
Okay, so first I pray to the Empress. I say, okay, whatever you are, whoever you are, you bless me with your blood and all this stuff. There is some reason why I'm here, and this thing is some angelical big thing for the city, and so just give me a hand.
Okay, you direct your energies outwards and then inwards to the blessing that has been placed into your body. So let's go with the first transfer. How much HP of yours will you transfer into the egg?
I have a full HP of 54. So I'm gonna give them 50 and see what's going on before taking absorbing energy from Sully.
The dead egg drinks your blood deeply. Not vampirically, but like parched ground, like porous volcanic stone. There is an empty space ready to accept it. The egg doesn't actually change in any physical way, but you feel that connection between it and Murakan grow stronger. And now it doesn't even require a perception check. You guys see as the color drains out of Amadeus for his spell on purpose. You see as though Murakan disappears. You're still there very much, but it's the shadows around you deepen, as if ink was being dropped into water. Tendrils of black smoke envelop you. You,
Out of
Murakan,
reflex, I start
feel
grabbing
good.
my sword.
Like
Does it feel weird in some way?
it feels as though you are it feels as if you've just finished doing some crazy exercise and are just at that stage where when you're breathing, you start to catch your breath instead of struggling against the exercise you just did. It genuinely feels refreshing. The presence continues to manifest. Will you take any more health from your companion?
I do.
Okay. Sully, how willing are you to go here? Are you willing to give
How many
most of
dice
your
is-
HP?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, so you may, it is a 46, you may take the average. So in units of 12, how many do you want to take, Amadeus? Sully, do not tell me what your full HP is. You are
How
choosing
many?
points.
You said what? 12? How many? What did you say?
In units of 12,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the final sum, choose multiplications of 12.
Okay.
How many points of HP are you taking?
Okay, that should be 12 and 24 and 12 more.
48.
36. 48. I'll take 48 first.
As the green gem touches Sully's stomach. Sully, it's... Imagine being punched in the stomach, but backwards. Right? It's not that you didn't lose your air, it's that all of a sudden you feel too weak to finish the breath you were going through. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw. You may do so with advantage, but the DC is 18.
Oh shit. Okay.
We're going to need to throw him to the tree again.
Sure, okay.
Remember, the motherfucker have a frail
You hit it?
body.
80, 20.
Dum, 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 dum. Scary. Scary. But your constitution holds. There's a reason they call you the mule. As Amadeus takes the staff back, holding all of that life force in the green gem, which is now glowing brightly and beautifully, he touches it to the point of the egg. It gets drained immediately, and Murakan, you are a tornado of shadows. They move around you.
Is
I
this
look
like
at
a
her-
loud
A
sound?
fog machine. There is a loud sound as air is being displaced. What was previously just wisps of ethereal smoke is now a physical
All right.
force.
So
I
I
look
look
at
at Horus and say, "Should I get the fuck out now?"
A pair of glowing eyes appear not too far above Murakan's head. Tengo hambre.
Okay, Paul?
The smoke begins to condense. It clears a little bit. It lifts up from the ground. It thins, it thins, it thins, it thins. And the last part happens quite quickly. It reforms into the shape of about the upper half of a snake, you think? It's definitely made out of shadows. It's kind of weird because it is like Kiki in that it's not fully physical except at the very tip of its claws, which are hooked into Murakan's scales, somehow going through them without breaking them. Although you do feel the pressure. And on top of his head, you guys see, well, the face of a type of dragon that you do not recognize. It has bushy eyebrows, for lack of a better term. It is snake-like. It has a beard. It is long and it doesn't have any scales. Allow me to get you our super secret art asset, which I had hidden up until now.
You're not sharing anything for us here?
I know. I'm going to show you now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our Dragonborn Ranger in very chibi art style and his shadow-bound beast. He puts out a very long and serpent-like tongue and goes,
Where are you sharing?
Anybody got breakfast? Anybody got breakfast? You got breakfast, buddy? Hi.
Yeah, we need time. We need to I feel way better. Whatever you did is great. But now I need you to tell me what the hell is happening.
Well, I can tell you. You saved me from that green asshole. Thank the Empress. Who's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, hi, my name is Long Jin. It means dragon well, and I like my well filled with tea. So,
Wait.
where's my breakfast? Come on. Food,
Okay,
food.
Zurich is holding the sword like... Fuck it, I'm out. I just start walking out.
Hey, where are you going? Is he going in the direction
No,
of food?
no,
Come on, man.
no. Too much weird for the morning. Bye.
Can. Take us to the food.
I'm
Yeah,
gone.
let's go.
Like, I'm gone.
Let's go. I go behind Surak just to listen to Jin asking him for food.
So
I take a rest.
you
I look at
take a
Sully.
rest.
I look at Sully and say, "Thank you, man. Now let's take a rest."
You guys may take a short rest to recover HP if you so desire. So Horus lies down next to you, and you see now, though it was a good moment to interrupt him, he was stuck in the process of getting back to his human face, and you see his human face. He looks. It's bittersweet. You see that he's feeling many conflicting things, and he says, "Well, there we go. Dead body, live soul."
Vean el chat de WhatsApp, por cierto.
Oh,
Sorry.
allow me just to check that for myself. Oh no!
Si puedes pasar adelante por ahí.
Ooh. Well, you guys can see it on the stream if I'm watching it, or rather, my colleagues can see it, not our people on stream. It's as of itself. Yeah, he's made like one of those, like the Iron Dwarves from WoW. Could you clarify something for me? Dwarves in WoW were construct first, and then were afflicted with the curse of flesh. Is that right?
Hay diferentes razas de enanos. O sea, hay de piedra, hay de hierro, hay...
They were born as flesh. They were born as flesh.
Well, that is somebody else's world building, so let us leave it for now. Murakan, you said you step out into the tent? Out of the tent?
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently at the... Let me just check that here to be precise. 1 hour and 35 mark. I generally call this half session. I would like us to take a 10-15 minute break. Before we get on to the rest of the material, everybody can have the opportunity to smoke a cigarette, have a rest. I will actually be back here before the period is over, so we will reconvene when we're all good and ready to start. But we can talk lore, relaxation, and chill out of character in the meantime. For those of us who are watching us at home, thank you very much for accompanying us. This is episode 6 of ORO, a Dungeons & Dragons live play. And this has been one eventful morning for our heroes. Thank you for being here with us, and we will see you again shortly. Anybody wants to say anything before we head on to the rest?
Nope.
No, I got nothing.
Excellent, fellas. I'm gonna hit the be right back screen, and I will be back here in 5 to 10. We want to begin in no later than 15. Okay?
Okay.
With that, break.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Gucci. Váyalo. I hope you are enjoying. I tried to make it all a little bit more lively today. But yeah, that's your shadow-bound beast. Yes, but I'm happy. I think my audio is still coming through, so if anybody's watching and listening, I'm currently just conversing with Murakan real quick. Playing D&D is a process. We all... How do I put this? It may not have been battle action, but I would like to think that we've just had some fun. Well, you know, that's kind of... D&D can be like that sometimes. In a game where... in a game where the story is heavy, it is normal to spend time in between thinking, talking, and not heading into battle because... Well, if you're afraid of death, then, like anybody should be, battle is scary. But I hope we can talk later. You let me know if I'm hitting the right balance in between roleplay and combat. But I do have some good things prepared. I appreciate it, brother. Very well. I'm off to have my cigarette outside. See you all shortly. Sorry, just this little dog. We return, if only for a few moments, to the role-playing version of our screen. Hello everybody, hello to our dear audience. Welcome back everyone and all. May I present to thee my beautiful son and beast of war, Soul, who exists also in ORO. He's not magical, he's just wonderful. Hey fellas, hope we're having fun this session. I took some criticism and I believe it was good. Although I am having a lot of fun at the fact that Zurok has clearly become the straight man for this insanity. Hey, how'd you like your new ghosty friend, brother?
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey, he's a silly little fella, but he does make you very powerful in his own way. Oh, sorry, my little dog is falling from my shoulders. Just a moment. My son.
And
Hi, my
I
sonny boy.
think the way Murakami is reacting right now may be a consequence of the bad dream he had and the shitty
absolutely.
morning he had since he didn't find Ashoka.
The one
to
person who said he
question
would
about-
guide him.
Yeah.
Hey, it's understandable. I too would be a little peeved off if the guy who said he was honor bound to be my mentor just fucked off in the night. But I mean, I should hope it makes sense. It's a society affecting piece of news, and I'm just gonna let you guys know.
Yeah, no, please.
Having informed Ashokat is an act that reaches retroactively back into the future and has beneficial effects for somebody else. Though, of course, that would be spoilers at this current stage in time. Mwah. Oh, yes, indeed.
Yeah, but I think that the most funniest part for Murakami was watching Zurok freak the fuck out of the situation. Yeah.
Hey man, somebody, we all need to get taken down a little bit, from time to time, and the insanity of life is a good way of doing that. Indeed, my puppy. Indeed. Oh, our heroes are going into danger, aren't they? They're going to go into the tomb of the dead gods. Oh, yes, they are. Except now, they have a bit of guidance. Tell me, Zurok, or Ghostmaker in this case, what does Zurok remember of his trip into the tomb? What sticks out in your mind?
When we entered, there was a guy that was like impaled on a spear or on a sword. Then there was a fleshy hallway where there was a monster that was following us. There was like a tapeworm or some shit like that. Then we found that giant obsidian block that Rick wanted to get out. Then there was the chamber where I drank some sort of acid potion, something that made me ultra powerful while also burning my vitality. And then we went into the boss chamber, which was the giant flower monster.
Indeed.
That took so much fire damage that it was just ridiculous.
Oh, yes. And, of course, being bathed in its blood, as you slew it, is what gave you that gift, which was so useful when going down the tomb. For those who weren't here, a couple of adventures ago, our heroes headed down into a dungeon known as a Roman tomb. And in there, one of the many trials and tribulations that they had to go through was a seemingly perfectly clean hallway, which turned out to actually be completely blocked off by a perfectly translucent cube of gelatinous ooze. A cube of gelatinous ooze is one of those wonderful old-timey D&D monsters that people forget about. up until it's dealing 4d6 acid damage to you and you're stuck in there. And whoever tries to pull you out will be taking some damage of their own. However, the heroes were able to destroy it by tactically placing a exploding frog in the middle and letting the guy who's immune to acid tank it. For you, it felt like a nice shower. For anybody else, it would have been... For anybody else, it would have been like when Murakan hits the chickens with his breath and all that's left is the bones in a black slurry. So, the reason I mention all this, our other gentleman should arrive here in a bit, is that the Tomb of the Dead Gods, the Black Pyramid, is divided into levels. Having already gone through the first level, it may make more sense to go to the second. But if you guys so desire, I will allow you to do a shortened expedition into the first level that you may retrace your steps and you'll be able to do it without having to go through the whole narrative of it. Essentially, where you already recognize the pitfalls, you can make it shorter. And, well, there are some choices to be made here and there, but essentially I will not be using battle maps for these 2 levels of the tomb. At least not today, so that we may keep things flowing. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are still waiting for our colleagues, but I don't believe that they will take very long. Ooh, a guest has joined. Did we lose somebody? We might have lost Sully previously, and... oh! Here he is, Wayaba. Welcome back. Sully. What's up?
Am I fully healed?
Well, here's the thing. If you guys are going on the expedition today, you only have the benefits of a short rest after all of that resource spending. You may spend all of the dice you want. If you are level 6, I believe, because Amadeus might have leveled a little bit faster, you will have 6 D8s, I believe, which are the wizard's rolls. That is your ability to recover. Normally, you would dose that. So if you expect there to be more than one short rest, you may not want to spend them all at the same time. But as I was telling the other gentleman, the pyramid, we'll say that this is chat that you guys have had off time as Surok recounted the experience, is divided into levels. And the first time they went through a level dedicated to a god of hunger, or maybe a god of digestion, from what he says, because he does say that they went through something like a digestive tract. So, as a group, I would allow you to head into the dungeon, and I won't use battle maps for this unless you pick a fight that you didn't have last time. With Zurok's experience, you may be able to go through the first level without major issue. But if you want to go to the second one, then I would recommend a long rest. Just being very frank here.
I want to take the acid bath.
You want to take the acid bath, exactly. It's
That's in the
too
second
good
level.
a thing to pass up, even if you're going to get cursed for it.
It's in the first or the second level.
First level.
First level.
All right.
Second level's unexplored. Now, where is our beloved Sullivan? Shall we get him back sooner than later? Whoever else is currently with us on stream, please be so kind, say hello, let us know that you are watching, and listening.
Actually, it's
and
just us here in the chat.
Just us? Wow,
Yep.
it's alright. We had some people come and go, but even with just us, is enough average viewers. So, say? You were going to say?
Me?
Did I interrupt? Were you going to say something?
Nope.
Let me just send a message to Mike, see if he's, what the holdup is. Let's see. We're currently just awaiting the last member of our party before we set off. I'm not going to wait very long. I'm giving the man 5 minutes, and if not, we will continue. So, Amadeus, have you written down the stats to your staff? You wanna have that?
Not all of them. I haven't written the life drain thing, but I did add the staff already. So it's a +1.
It's
staff.
a +1.
Okay, what's the damage of is it like a great staff, right? Because of the size.
Yes, so it does count as a polearm in that sense. You can use it as a quarter staff, as well as a spellcasting focus.
Okay. Check in here, great staff. Okay. It's bludgeoning.
I don't magic.
It is a bludgeoning weapon, and of course, since the life drain spell is a untouch, you can technically cast it as a bonus action on hitting somebody. So you can smack them and drain them at the same time. Not only are you probably the tankiest member of the party from HP, apart from the barbarian, you just have so many tricks in the bag. That's what happens in ORO, ladies and gentlemen. Because of the way this system works, people who are native to magic have some advantages, but magic is for everyone, and it doesn't need to come from you. If you just find some shiny bits of gold.
Drain life. How many d6s was it?
4d6. It's 4d6. Let me read that proper to you. I'll put it here in front.
Charges. Okay.
So it's a 4th level necromancy. If you were to spend your own spell slots of level 4 or 5th and higher, the damage increases by 1d6 for each slot above level 4. Okay. So, also, I wanted to ask a question. Does Amadeus still have that one higher level? You know which one, I know which one. Do you still have that charged? Okay. Hold on, we have lost Murakam now. Ah!
I do have it charged.
Well.
Probably.
Just saying. I did say earlier today you will need a big kaboom. You may wanna, just saying. Saying meteor is a pretty big kaboom is what I'm saying. Murakam, no! Oh, there he is. He has returned to us. All right, folks. Are we ready to proceed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no, Twitch, don't cancel me for product placement, no. As you walk down the hill from the main plaza down to where Turtle, the giant turtle, still sits awaiting her master, you see the pyramid. Now, Surok, you know what's about to happen when you take a step forward. I assume the 4 of you are all together. It is a very bright midday. And from down there, it doesn't look that big. I mean, yeah, it's a big fucking pyramid made out of obsidian, but looking at it up close, it just seems like a building. You are about 100 feet away from the point in the shoreline where the grass becomes sand. Right there sits Turtle. Do you proceed?
All right, so I stop at the edge and say, so the raccoon explained this to me. I'm not sure I understand, but something about space, dimensions, and shit. All I can tell you is when we walk in further from here, like as expected from this damn fucking jungle, it's gonna be weird. So just be ready for that. We're gonna be walking for a bit. Just keep walking straight.
How long does it take from to? Is gonna take to go there?
Not sure. Again, the whole thing changes space, so
You don't know what
whatever
he's
answer
talking
I
about.
give you is gonna be weird. Whatever answer I give you is probably wrong.
Can we fly there? Well,
You could try. You don't. Here's the thing. You are close enough to the building that you can see there are no entrances. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's a big pyramid, but it's not. But you do notice something. Just the hint. The barest hint of a distortion exactly where the sand meets the grass. About halfway. Without rolling Arcana, you know from your experience, Amadeus, that there's probably going to be some kind of passage, some type of, not exactly a portal, but a transitional space. So, what he says is true. There is some weird walking to be done. Anything could be awaiting you there.
shit. You're right. This is gonna be a shithole.
It is. You step
Alright,
forward.
let's keep going.
All right. What?
Put the orc in the front.
As you move forward as a group, there is a moment of disconnection, as if you've all blinked at the same time while going forward. And when your eyes open again, you are no longer on the beach. You are... It's not a tunnel, but that's because fog isn't really a wall. But you know that forward is the direction where there is less of it, where the massive black shadow looms. You walk and walk and walk. We should recover our friend shortly, with a bit of luck. Or we might get an emergency message that light has gone out. So let me just continue with this. You keep on walking forward, and all of a sudden you're in this demi-plane. Mists as far as you can see. There is no sky. There is no ground. There is only forward and back. Without really tracking time. It could have been an eternity. It could have been the space between 5 breaths. But when you notice again, you are now at the end of that road, standing on top of cobbles. In front of you, there is a semicircle
what are-
of enormous statues. The statues are
cobbles?
maybe... Sorry?
What are cobbles?
Cobbles are like paving stones. So now there is ground. You are not on the beach. It's as if there was pavement, basically, like
Oh,
ancient pavement.
There was people
Okay.
before. Okay.
So you reach this place. In front of you is this small esplanade. Then there are 13 statues. All of them with their heads cut off. The statues are enormous. As you look up at them, you see that where their necks would have been, they get lost into the clouds. And as you try to make those out, you now see the pyramid as it truly is. The building is titanic. It is so enormous in all of its 13 steps that you actually can't see very far past them. There is no sound. There's nothing alive or dead in here. Even the brazier of flames which burns at the foot of the leftmost statue of all burns without making any noise. In the center of the pyramid, you see a cascade of mist. and you see something that wasn't here last time, Zuruk. You see stairs. For lack of a better term, in that mist, you see that there are parts where it pulls as though it's hitting resistance. If you so wanted, you could go up a level and go into the second floor. But you also know that if you just walk on ahead, you will land once again in the tomb of the Hunger God. Gentle.
Alright, so I turn around, say, okay, so here's the deal. Past the center of the mess, we enter the first level again. But if you look at the scenes, see where the fog kind of like seems like it hits a rock, that's the way into the second level. So, we're going up.
You are muted.
You're muted.
Carlos.
Now, we came here for one thing first, so let's get bathed in that shit so we get out of that thing, and then we go to the second level. But I gotta take a rest before that. So let's take the rest.
You realize we're probably gonna have to fight a giant flower of destruction again, right?
Well, after that, I want to take a rest.
Already killed
I'll
one
put it this way,
giant
gentlemen.
dragon.
If you go into the first level, you won't do a full dungeon crawl, for the reason that some of those secrets have already been revealed. We will instead abstract and shorten the playtime, partly because I am noticing that we're all a little bit tired. But to be quite frank, it would be a miracle if you escape out the first level without spending so many resources that you need to go back and rest. So, depending on how the rolls go, you may come out unscathed and say, fuck it, continue the challenge. But it might be good to do what you can do for today and consolidate your power. If I understand what you're all saying, there is a very powerful boon to be obtained as you brave the horrors of the first level. So, that being said, am I correct in saying, as a group, you decide to take on the first challenge?
Yes.
Excellent.
Alright, so giant fucking ugly flower monster it is. Again for me.
Well, listen, it's a good Rorschach to Zuruk that he remembers it as a flower. So, you'll walk forward, and it's so strange to see something grow geometrically as you approach it normally, but you swear the closer you get to the pyramid, just the more immense it continues to multiply, until you get to that place where the mist pools at the bottom. Zuruk walks through. You assume there must be an opening, and you guys follow. The mist is cold, and just like last time, there is a feeling of vertigo and displacement. And when you come to, you are in a square room with a low ceiling. There is a man, or at least it looks like a man. It's clearly of the size of a reborn, wearing green armor that covers all of his skin and his face. It has a faceplate. But perhaps more importantly, he is impaled. An enormous spear made out of black obsidian thrust through his mouth, through the faceplate, straight through the body, and pining him in sort of like a... It looks horribly painful. Beside
Don't touch
him,
that.
Behind him,
Follow me.
you see what looks like a door. There is also another door to the right.
That looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
Take.
Yes, there is in fact an enormous puckered anus in the right wall. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
so
fuck
I-
with you. It's an anus.
So I walk in front of it and say, okay, what I'm about to say is gross. But we need to go through this.
What?
Us.
So
Yeah.
make me an intelligence check, please. It's just a difficulty 10,
Who?
since you
Everyone,
remembered
or-
this place so well. Intelligence.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was me.
19.
Fuck. Listen, you make the map in your head really quickly. It's clearly obvious. If you fight this guy, then you get to the boss without having to go through much of the dungeon at all. But you'll miss some of the treasures to be found up the digestive system. Pro, you don't have to squeeze yourself through an anus and or face the things that are going through its digestive system. So, you know, fast and tough or easy and gross.
So here's the choice. If we fight that motherfucker, we should be able to get to the big scary thing quicker. But if we take the scenic route, I know it, it's less complicated. What's your choice? Don't ask me how to fight that, because we skipped that last time.
You now realize that last time the hero's choice was so comfortably to go into an anus, you start to wonder about the qualities of your friend. Sorry, I'm tired and my dog is barking.
I was going around with a fucking raccoon, so like.
So you're already being, you already were defecated backwards.
Yeah.
So I don't like that fucking spirits. I don't like that shit.
It seems that
I leave
Murakan
that
would rather have a
to-
fight.
And I leave that to the dwarf that likes to be expelling from the anus of a dragon. So I think we have a lot of chikaka for a long time.
So, voting. We've got one vote for going up the chute, one vote for fighting the scary impaled motherfucker.
You know what? Right now, I'm not down. I like easy, so I'm down with Zurok. Whatever it is, let's just go down that shit and get the fuck out of here, so we can rest
Yeah, me too.
and then go kick some ass.
Well,
Very well.
I gotta say, a shitty friendship. Well, let's go.
Okay, so to keep you guys on the know, there is some sort of monster going there. I remember the way to get there, but we're not gonna be alone, and we need to be quiet because much like the insides of anything, like the insides of an ass, that thing can contract, and that hurts.
Indeed.
That's
So-
the experience.
So,
Trust me, I don't remember fondly.
so you go through the anus-shaped door and leave the impaled man to his eternal suffering. Who knows? He may have earned it. Now, going through the ass is a strange experience, but I don't think there's any virgins in this group, so it's more a matter of just toughing it out. On the other side, what awaits you is indeed what was described, a long and winding hallway, for lack of a better term, made out of meat. You feel like you are walking on the inside of a sausage. Now, because Zorak knows the way, I'm not going to force you guys to go through the map and make sure that you avoid the maze and whatnot. You may choose as a group. Do you want to make a group stealth check, or do you want to make a group athletics check? For you must either avoid or outrun the rumbling thing. So,
There's one of you guys who had a spell that gave us a plus 10,000 on stealth. Who was
oh
it?
yeah,
That's what I'm voting for stealth. Is we're
you've
going
got
stealthy,
pass without trace.
trace, and that shit keeps going for an hour. I don't need to. I do need to be concentrated. So it's better for me to just cast that and concentrate and go
You'll go stealthily as a group.
out.
Excellent. So, Murakan, you cast this new spell for you, and something funny happens. You've casted magic before, but some of these powers, you didn't know where they were coming from. This time, it is quite clear to you. the magic you are channeling belongs to Long Jin. As you cast your power, it's as if everybody is covered in a light dusting of smoke. And you all sort of disappear into the shadows. You know where each one is, but if you weren't paying attention, you would lose you would lose track of where your party members are. With that, gentlemen, please, everybody roll a stealth check. The difficulty is 18. 3 of you must succeed in order to pass without issue.
So it's a plus 10 from Zurok.
Yeah.
Plus what your modifier plus everything.
Yeah, but so I'm getting a plus 15. So
Right, makes sense. What's my
What's the modifier?
plus 4? Plus 4.
It'll be plus agility and stealth if you have it trained. If you're wearing heavy armor, Zurok, I think your armor imposes disadvantage on stealth.
yeah, but it's already in the stats.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. So,
All right. So
That's the clarity?
I passed.
1 pass from Amadeus. Very stealthy.
Yeah, I pass.
That's 2 passes. Sully and Murakhan, please roll.
There's 13, 23 total.
Okay, that makes it for the group. With that stealth, you all make your way through the darkened hallways, lit by some inner strange light. It never stops being that weird shade of red. You suddenly realize that, oh yeah, it's completely dark inside of me, huh? Just like any digestive system, but you're able to see here. A couple of times you hear and feel a rumbling at places where the tubes connect, and at one point, as you finish going through the intersection, Sully, you look back and you see what looks like segments. Is that a... Ugh. Has any of you ever seen a tapeworm on the microscope? It was.
You see.
Yes, so
Okay.
this is the version of a tapeworm that would exist in the bowels of a giant. It
Okay,
passes
got it.
you by. It passes you by, and you guys are able to make it to one of the last sections. Now, you are now in front of 2 openings, and Zurok, you know that one leads to a dead end, the other is a short trek through a room in which it is raining acid. You can just go to the other side quite quickly and avoid the acid damage, but this is the room where the black stone block is, the royal obsidian. Just rough calculations, you know that you probably can't put the whole block into your bag of holding. But it is a very valuable material, and now that you have some allies, you guys may be
We
able
don't
to...
have the music and the instrument to get it cut.
Oh, that's true. Unless any of you is able to... Do any of you have performance trained? Is any of you a good singer?
Train. Not train, but I can add my wisdom to any charisma check, so
Very
I'll
well.
try to sing.
You'll
It
try to
won't be
sing.
good.
I have
Okay.
deception. I have deception, intimidation, and persuasion, but not performance. That one not trained.
Oh, but hey, do you have any spells that can be used to amplify sound?
Yeah, of course.
You can definitely give the help action for when it gets done, because I'll explain this a little bit. You guys may have already been told about the difference between these 2 materials: jade stone, green stone grown with blood. Royal obsidian, same thing, but melted down and then re-quenched in even more blood. The second thing never floats, is almost unbreakable, and makes for some really amazing weapons, such as the Black Lance. So in order to tear out a chunk, it's not that you're going to have to sing a full song, but you're going to have to hold a very high note, which is then amplified, and when that sound is making it vibrate, it can be shattered. So the operation is going to be going, if I understand, going into the room, resisting the acid rain and attempting to sing a perfect soprano for long enough for somebody to take a chunk of the block. Is that it?
Yeah, are we going to need to keep the stealth here on, or we already solved that issue after
When did this-
getting here?
No,
Because
we
if
would
I
need
have-
to re-roll. We would need to re-roll stealth to get out.
Okay.
To go the way back.
Why don't we go do what we came to do, and then we come back and go get the thing? Then
We
go.
won't be
Yeah.
able to.
Killing the monster
Okay.
teleports you out.
Motherfucker.
So
So it's a case of
I mean,
there's
I
a
can-
rare resource here, and you can grab a chunk of it if you go through a bit of extra danger.
I'm just remembering the feeling stabbing the black dragon with that black lens, and I don't want to leave it here.
You would like to have one of those of your own, huh?
Yeah.
I can hear you. I just felt it. Just felt that it was there. So, gentlemen, you're going to do this then. If that's how it's going to be,
I can spend on the second level 2 slot after we get out of here. It will be a. It will be kind of compensated if we can get the obsidian. So
excellent.
So
Very
this
well.
becomes a musical then.
Well, I mean, if you have the talent for it, I just need him to sing one note. Just one note. But you have to sustain it. All right, fellas.
for how long?
When I say going into the room, what I mean is you go through another butthole, because that's what doors are in this place, apparently.
Oh,
this one
shit.
is quite a
Oh,
bit
shit,
looser. So as you guys pop through onto the other side, everybody but Zorok is immediately hit by the sensation of burning, because you are coming from nowhere. That's the thing with this room. This must be the stomach. It is a large circular chamber, and you can see the opening on the other side. In the middle, there is a depression. On top of that depression, almost blocking it, is the stone. It is a perfectly square, maybe if it had been anything else, you'd say it's a ton. This thing might weigh 10 tons, block of royal obsidian. Now, just from entering in the room, everybody's going to take some acid damage. If you have resistance to acid, you can have it, but 1d10.
I'm at death.
well,
Of course.
That's an 8. 8 points of acid damage per round. So, you're going to do the thing then?
Hold on. Hold on a second. So we gotta cut down that thing under the rain.
If you want to cut a piece, you got to do it in this room. Yeah. It's
Okay, so now, let's go back. Get immune to this shit, and then we go do it, because under this rain we're gonna die.
yeah, you can always
Yeah,
come
but-
back here and farm it afterwards.
We came here without getting an encounter. We can do it again.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's a thing in this world. People know some dungeons are there. This one may be more special than others, but if the dungeon repletes, then it's a resource, you know? So, you know that the way through is just through the other door that will take you directly to the hole where there is the monster. So, if we're abandoning the cutting the stone today plan, go for it. If you want Murakan, you can go, you can start singing. Whatever you prefer. Are we voting to advance? Sully.
I already, after we enter here, the damage will take me out of concentration. So I will have to spend another spell slot to cast Pass Without Trace. Having
No,
to
because
spell-
you can roll a concentration check. It is just it's a D20 plus your, I believe it is wisdom in this case, plus your proficiency. It's concentration check for half the damage, so your DC is 4. Just don't hit a 1.
I'm not roll any. Damn it.
Listen,
Sorry,
man.
I heard my
I
name.
think now
What's up?
and take a piece of that. Okay.
I mean, listen, you keep concentration going perfectly, but you are taking the damage. So as you guys make it out the other side of the door, the place around you has changed. Just as before, you went through a stone temple into a digestion system, you've come out the other side and into a temple. And Zorak, you now see the same person you met the last time you were here. It is a man sitting
Virgil.
at the bottom of there are stairs going off into the darkness. Up, up, up. And at the bottom of those stairs is a man wearing a blindfold, a Roman toga, for lack of a better term. He's wearing a toga. He's got long silver hair which falls from his shoulders in lazy ringlets, and very long fingers with sharp claws and long canines. He goes, "Oh, you came back. What is the occasion?"
See these guys? They want us at Impunity too.
Well, all right. You know about what awaits you here. But let me warn you, same as I warned you last time, my body is still somewhere in these halls. Maybe not these, but not too far. Avoid it if you can. I would hate to have that responsibility on me.
So this is something that I didn't ask you last time. Any way to recognize your body?
You will shit yourself.
Okay.
He says that it's not an insult to you. It is a statement of fact. He just says, you'll know it when you shit yourself.
Keep it in mind.
Good luck.
All right. See ya.
The old man.
You
Virgil.
go up the stairs, I assume. As you do so, he doesn't move out of the way. You realize that he's a ghost. You go through him.
I actually, out of respect, I walk around him.
It's fair enough. Fair enough. Gentlemen, do you all go on?
I follow Zora.
The group reaches the top of
I'm
the
just
stairs.
curious. I was while passing beside the ghost, I just pass my tail to see if it's really a ghost.
He's a ghost or not.
He goes, "Ow! What the fuck?"
Sorry.
His eyes are like you can't see his eyes because he's wearing a blindfold, but he drills you with it's as if he's looking at you and he goes, "How did you do that?"
So he felt it.
You guys are really great con artists. If he is a ghost, there's no way he will feel that. But
No, but you have a ghost friend too, don't you?
You're welcome, by the way.
Maybe it was Jean.
Hey, I'm here. Yeah, I was just around your body, being my suit of shadow armor, doing my best to protect my pals. I hope you guys enjoy the pass without trace. You're stepping smoky inside of my aura. But have I told you guys that I like you all very much? You're all very handsome. This is fun. I'm having fun. And
Let's get some more fun, kids.
as you all reach the top of the stairs, there's one of those moments again of displacement, almost as if you were going through.
Wait, hold.
Honestly, almost as if you were falling.
Didn't we find a room with the chalice?
Yes, you did last time, but it was somewhere else.
No, it was the same way.
Was it on this side? I may have forgot exactly how I set up the map. Okay,
If
fine.
we're following exactly the same route we followed, and I don't know any other.
I don't want to be a dick here.
Okay.
Why don't you roll me a perception check, just to see if you find the opening again.
Nah, it's a 7.
You do not find the secret extra room at this moment, but remember, that room didn't give you a boon. It just made you... It just traded... It was a small buff, which, considering how much stronger you all have grown, as your senses return to you, and you find yourselves in the chamber with the flower, you may feel a little less fearful than last time. So, gentlemen, I'm gonna lay it out simple here. This is not combat for people at your level. What you see now that you are in a completely different place. It almost looks like the inside of a church. In the middle navel, there is this... Okay, so it's like 11 p.m. here, and I hope 2 hours into the recording this doesn't get me demonetized on YouTube. But if any of you have ever Googled blue waffle, do you know what blue waffle is?
See.
I think I don't want to know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do.
So it looks like the blue waffle with tentacles and dripping and teeth.
It's like a disease, but blue. Not like una herida. Algo así.
No, it's more like a... Alright, fine, I'm gonna get myself cancelled on YouTube. It looks like a giant alien vagina with a yeast infection.
Yeah.
And it roars at the top of the initiative. And it would cause psychic damage, but you're all past the effective level. So, I'm not even going to run this as a full combat encounter because you guys are going to ruffle stomp it. So, I'll tell you this. You tell me how you kill this fucking thing. Give me a roll. So long as you hit above its AC of 15. This thing has about 100 points of HP. If you guys can deal 100 points of HP in one turn, you've won. With one key detail, you need to be bathed in its blood to get the acid immunity. So this is close quarter fighting.
Okay, so I say, Sully, can I carry you?
Sure.
I grab Sully on my back, my sword on the other. Let's go! Charge!
Are you seriously going to do a double-decker charge? Fine, you may both attack with advantage because I find that funny.
Wait, just before that happens, I look at Murakami and said, "Are you gonna shoot arrows?"
Me?
Murakami.
What?
He's a ranger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he fights in melee.
Water the ranger.
Oh, okay, no, never mind then.
I mean, I have a bow, but I'm not. I don't have anything to make him better. Oh no! Wait, I have.
Me. You can launch
Halo
me.
Storm.
You can, in fact, throw Sully with either a strength check or a catapult spell if you have it.
I do
I
have
will allow the
catapult.
catapult spell to be used for that.
I have catapult spell.
Well,
Cast Hail of Storms first if you want to. But
I mean, you can combine the spell with the bow, launch me like a bullet. So
here's the thing:
Or
if you
launch
get
us.
launched, if you get, you may have to use a higher level spell slot to do that. But if you throw the both of them with catapult, I'll allow you to add Amadeus's roll of catapult damage to your first melee hit against the monster.
okay.
And if you throw two people, you may have to use a higher level spell slot. But that's some serious damage multiplication right there. That's some teamwork.
so
So,
we are going to be launching to the.
yeah, man, just jump into the alien vagina. What are you scared of? What are you scared of?
I'm scared about the alien part.
That's xenophobic, which is not cool in this.
Mostly the teeth.
Listen, if we were playing 40k, I would praise you for your xenophobia. In this case, you just gotta learn to eat from the ocean, my man. the heroes launch into the fray. Okay, gentlemen. So, Amadeus's action is going to be a empowered double cast catapult spell on his friends. Read me, please, the damage on catapult and roll it. It will be added to your friend's attack. Soraka and Soli. This thing has AC 15. Please, both of you, roll to hit with advantage for this first hit. The second one, if you already have extra attacks, is going to be standard.
Alright.
In a straight line up to 90 feet in the direction you choose before falling to the ground. So
I hit one.
Shit. What it strikes takes 3d6 bludgeoning damage. 3d8, sorry.
Whoa. Okay, so that's 3d8. Yeah, Amadeus, you roll that, and we'll add that number twice to each one of the boys' first attack. Soli, roll to hit as well, please. You have to hit a 15.
6. And
That's
Yeah,
an attack?
rolling with advantage.
That's an attack?
13.
A normal attack?
Yes, it's an attack, but it counts as having advantage.
Can I use the extra attack and the polearm master feat?
Doesn't quite apply here. Sorry, it's if you're getting launched, it's not going to work the same way. But you can remember it's already a first attack with advantage. So stacking more advantages on top doesn't give you any mechanical benefits. You can only have one advantage, one disadvantage, and if the two of them are there, they cancel each other out and it's flat. So this first attack roll, you make it with advantage.
Okay.
Okay, so when I get launched, I already rolled. I got an 11 on the die, plus 7, I hit. Another meme comes into Zurok's mind. Fort Harambe!
What? The orc yells Harambe as he... Okay, I'll accept it, but that means you have put the wacky wasteland hat on this session. Roll the damage on your first hit. Soli,
Alright.
roll for attacks.
I did.
Zora,
21.
that's plus 13.
Jesus Christ.
Ready?
So, let's see. 6 plus 4 plus... It's 10. Plus 13, it's 23.
23 with the first meaty hit. Soli, are you able to hit? Do you hit above a 15 on your attack roll?
21.
Excellent. Now roll for damage. And remember to add a plus 13 at the end.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh, and you haven't declared it, but I'm going to
18.
assume you launch into a rage.
Yeah, obviously.
Because it does give you bonuses.
My second rage of the day.
Perfect.
18 plus the rage. The rage gives me 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's 20.
Plus 13.
20 points of damage.
Yeah.
Is that adding the extra catapult
yeah.
damage from Amadeus?
Yes.
Holy cow. So we're nearly to the 50 mark. You may not be able to hit 100 in just one turn, so this thing may be acting. Murakhan, can you deal
Well,
50
I
points of
still
damage?
have my second attack.
Oh yeah, you both
of
still
my-
have second attacks. Dude, I don't want to take away your turn. But, okay, guys, roll and give me numbers. If you're gonna do your extra attack right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Fucking...
12
No.
on the dice.
Mine doesn't hit. Unless I
So
use
with-
my action search.
Oh, motherfucker. Okay, we'll say you use your action search, but then don't, please, not to be a dick, allow me to just move the action economy over to our other people who are still acting real quick, and we'll resolve those last few bits of damage. I am keeping track. We are currently at around 48 points of damage. Murakhan, is there anything you want to do with your time on this turn?
I'm going to use what was the name? First, I cast Hunter Mark on here on the thing. Okay, and I will use Misty Step since I was not catapulted. I need to get close.
Oh, to get there. Excellent.
And I will hit with both axes.
Two exits at the same time. Okay, roll to hit. Remember, the AC is 15. Sully, let's resolve your second attack. Were you able to hit?
Yeah, it was 12 on the dice, and with Sacha is 18.
Perfect. Okay, roll me the damage. Give me the finished number.
Damage
Murakami,
8.
do your attacks.
If I'm going to use both axes, I cast just one attack and add the damage of both axes, or I just cast 2 attacks.
You know what? I'm not sure, but to simplify it, we'll call it a single attack. Let's call it a single attack for now, especially because it's a large monster, so it could just be single movement. So
Make Christmas special.
And that's 19.
no, that's what you just heard right now. Does not that sound does not happen on the YouTube ads are not part of the ORO world. That's what happens when I'm using the wrong account on YouTube. So
This is a 19 to hit.
19 hits. Roll that damage. Sully, how much damage did you do?
I did 10 damage.
10 points of damage. Okay, things adding up. We are at around the 60-something mark. Murakan?
Wait, this is 24. 2d6. What a shitty damage, man. 4, 10, 11, plus 40, 15, plus... Up, just that.
Come on, Bassman. A little quicker.
15.
15 points of damage. Very rough count. You guys have done approximately 75 points of damage. Suruk, if you're going to use your action surge, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Roll both of your attacks. Roll damage. Give me the numbers. Amadeus, I'm so sorry to not have given you another turn. The fact that you can only cast one spell per turn is a bitch. I hate those rules. It's what they are.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll just both dices to see which one hits.
Yes.
Okay, one hits, the other hits as well. So I'm just gonna pull together 4d6 plus 8. I got a 6, 12, 16 plus 8 is 22.
16 plus 8. That is 24. 24 points of damage. So
Can I use an extra attack as well? Because I have an extra attack.
you can use it. By my count, you guys have dealt 99 points of damage. I won't make you roll for it. I'll just say that that's the killer blow. And we will say, gentlemen, that you have killed a god in a single turn. Of course, it's a slightly weaker god, but if you'll allow me to narrate what just happened in the span of 6 seconds. 4 adventurers showed up in a thunderclap in the middle of a church occupied by an alien vagina. Without having to think very much, these 4 people who are now probably becoming friends literally went, "Let's go!" The dwarf got on top of the orc. The lizard quite simply teleported there and started slashing. And Amadeus, by now, I think you get a certain pleasure out of watching these guys become a blender. So when you see them charge ahead, you go, you know what? Fuck it. I'm part of the blender too. Boom. You throw them just so that without having to think too hard about what they're doing, their first hit inherits all of that extra momentum from your catapult spell. You're able to launch it perfectly without hurting them, for the record. Hey, great magic. Should have made you roll Arcana. And so, this thing goes from disgusting to blend well in the space of less than 5 seconds. Collectively, there were like something like 20 like slashes and whatever thrown, and even though you are farther away from the beast's body than the others, the splash of blood is so absurd. You are hit by a meme that goes Tarantino as everybody gets splashed with the purple ichor, and in a flash of light, you wake up, or come to rather than wake up, on the beach. It is a bright, sunny day. Though to you all experientially, that was a couple of hours. Not 10 minutes have passed from the way the sun still hangs in the sky. You were able to do the first level without even taking any fucking damage. Which, hey, I mean,
well,
experience and strength.
They did take damage at the acid room.
You did take. That doesn't even count. That doesn't even count. And with that, I believe we are all starting to nod off. So I think that's where we will end the session, at least officially. As you come out the other side.
All right. So when we come out, I like look at my sword, I kind of shake and say, "Well, that was efficient."
You guys work well together. You guys work very well
Where's
together.
my leg? I lost my leg.
What, you left your leg in there? Shit. Actually, yeah, you come out and yeah, unfortunately your leg was made out of wood and it's not acid resistant, so you're back to being peg-legged. Except now you feel so good and so strong. You are standing on one leg without even like losing your balance. It's kind of impressive. You would swear that he has an invisible leg under the other one, but no. He just has that strong a core. Listen, adventuring with these guys is making you feel young again. In a certain way.
I
just
my
had
tail
a jackass idea.
below his leg, his leg, his missing leg, to see if really is missing a leg. I just saw a ghost getting hit by my tail, so
your tail goes through. There is in fact no leg there.
I just had a jackass moment in my mind. How long is the handle of my flail?
Flail, not very long.
Long enough to cover the missing distance between his leg and the floor?
Oh, unfortunately, actually a bit taller than that. I mean, you're not going to stick the handle of it. Listen.
Maybe adjust
Sully,
it.
You see
I'm not
Zorak
going
looking
to
at the stump
reverse
of your
stab.
leg very intentionally. You think he may have some interesting ideas on. My boys.
I try to grab the frog slowly.
And I believe this is where we're going to leave our heroes, having a moment of levity with each other after going through what should have been a harrowing tale and finding instead that they've become a powerful group. Adventurers,
we're
friends,
becoming
family.
We're getting good at ending threats exponentially quick.
Well, to be fair, let your game master say something. I could run you through slogs of combat that are difficult, but as you know, this was first adventure, first level of the pyramid. I'm just telling you the difficulty goes up, and admittedly,
I need to, bro. I need to die.
You need to die.
I need to
Actually, why
become
don't you
stronger.
roll me a Constitution check?
Constitution check, okay. Ooh. 14. Oh no. Taquicardia.
We will begin here next session as Sully the dwarf puts one hand to his chest and thankfully on the sand falls prone.
Not
I
this
put the
again.
blame on Turok.
Very well. Very good, my boys. Very good.
Get my cat. Be right back.
Go for it. With that,
I blame Turok.
With that, I call this the end of session. I hope you had fun and enjoyed it. I tried to take in some good criticism, and we grow a little bit every time. So, as we leave, I would like to ask all of you to tell me, what did you enjoy? What do you like to see more of? What can I do to make this game better each time?
I need you to be more evil. You are being too
Monkey
condescending.
paw curls.
Los tres deseos. Oh no.
La pata del mono se...
Sí, sí, sí.
Very well. Sully would like to see some more evil. Maybe you would like... The thing is, I don't think I have pushed you guys... I don't think I have made you feel scared yet. Do you think you're ready for that level of challenge?
Yeah.
Amadeus, do you think that they're ready for that level of challenge? By which, I mean, gentlemen, the next step up in difficulty is putting a timer on everybody's turn, which means everybody has a maximum of 1 minute to do their turns. This is not to be a dick, but basically because the next step in difficulty is you understanding your character's mechanics well enough to be more declarative in combat. Of course, this also means that difficulty goes up, but the very fact that you have less time to think does affect it. So,
By the way,
do we think...
I would like also a Christmas special. That would be
You want a
cool.
Christmas special? What shall we do? The heroes visit Donkey Kong Island?
The hero
like,
saves Santa.
The heroes
Like
save
a
Santa.
It should be streamed.
Should be streamed.
Or the heroes save Santa's elves who got stuck in this world.
Yeah, that could work. That could work. Listen,
Concho
listen,
stream.
man. Delivering is a dangerous profession. Okay, Santa has seen his fair share of shit. Just gotta
If
let
we're
you
going to do
know.
that, I want to work with the boogeyman that kidnaps the guys. I don't
Oh, you
want
wanna
to save
be?
some else.
Krampus.
Yeah, Murakami could make a very good Krampus. Now that I think about it, Krampus in my panties.
With Krampus.
So, all right, folks. Now,
Damn it.
because you guys kicked so much ass this session, I must say, no level ups. But I do think that you're up to. You're okay in terms of story. You're not under leveled.
So we are
Bruce.
immune to poison. No.
Yes, you all gain complete immunity, not to poison, to acid.
To acid. Nice.
No,
Maybe-
also poison. Poison and acid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's poison and acid.
Yes.
Sorry, I forgot to turn a key in my head there. I thought that the poison was from the chalice, but you are correct. It is poison and acid. So that makes you very powerful. You've completely negated 2 types of damage in the game. Now, before I keep on babbling, Amadeus, how about you? What did we like? What do we want to see more of? And have I made you? Was it better?
It was very good. It was very good. Everything was very good. I liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
All right. Oh,
It was a good.
Okay.
There was a lot of interactions. Now, Murakan, you didn't say thank you for your new pet toy.
He's not
I'm
a
gonna
pet
have that
toy,
in count.
you grumpy
Hey, man.
old man.
Hey man, he had to feed it with his own blood. You could have said thank you.
With my blood.
And with yours
And
too.
his.
Thank you, Sully.
He says as Sully falls to the ground. Before you lose consciousness, you go like the Terminator.
Yeah.
Oh, gods. The last thing that anybody hears today is the voice of Long Jin going, well, that was fun. I want to go again. Ouch. Oh, God. Guys, I love you all very much. I am lucky, fortunate, and honored to have you as friends, players, and heroes. This is the end of today's session of ORO. I am about to hit the go off button. We're about to go off the air. So if you want to say anything to our audience, be it ourselves, be it the future, be it those who come after, now's the time. Otherwise, we're done. So
Keep coming.
keep coming here.
See you next guy times.
We are not
See
legally
you.
responsible for any attempts to imitate the stupidity of this session in real life.
Important disclaimer, and if any of you guys wears a whale tail thong next session and it looks good on you, you can have heroic inspiration.